In this video, we take a look at Draymond Green, the Warriors' secret weapon. From the time he's been inserted into the lineup and given a bigger role, the Warriors have just taken jump after jump. Curry and Thompson get a lot of the credit, but this is the guy that really makes them go. We all know he's a great defender, runner-up for Defensive Player of the Year this year. But there's so many other things, especially on the offensive end, that this guy does that makes a team go. He's the ultimate role player. He's never going to put up stats that make you go, wow, this guy's one of the top 10 players in the NBA. But in terms of making a team go, he might be. Let's take a look at some of these things. One of the first things that jumps out to you is that Green's one of the best ball screeners in the NBA. His ability to roll and be a playmaker or pop for jump shots makes him that much more dangerous. On these first couple clips, what you see is Curry, one of the most dangerous players in the NBA, coming off screens, and that entices defenders into hedging or switching, which sometimes leaves Green wide open for three-point shots. Here you see him set a great screen for Thompson, and as the defense breaks down, he now has a mismatch going against Marc Gasol with an advantage. There's so many times you see Curry just wide open because defenses are worried about Green's ability to make plays off that ball screen. There's so many times you see defenses just hovering toward Curry. They're so worried about him, and naturally they should be. He's one of the best scorers in the NBA. But this leaves Green wide open on these rolls to the high post, and he's so good at picking out the right play to make from there. The next thing that makes him so dangerous is his ability to penetrate. He gets matched up against a lot of bigger guys, and he's able to take advantage of it by taking them off the bounce. He's also great at making reads and dishing to teammates when he dribble drives. Here you see him actually get a ball screen from Curry and make a pass over the top to Bogut when his man steps up. He also has the ability to read the defense collapsing on him and kick out to shooters. The next part of Green's game, and probably one of the most important, is his ability to pass from the top of the key to both Klay Thompson and Curry coming off screens. He puts passes in picture-perfect spots. Coaches always emphasize using screens properly, but if you don't have somebody who can make the pass, it's all for naught. Green's ability to hit a curler right on the money or a guy fading like he does right here is vital to the Warriors' offense working and running. Green's ability to act as a point guard within their offense is so important to what they do. He can pick out their shooters coming off screens or hit guys slipping to the basket like he does right there. His ability to also just make simple passes and simple plays. Greg Popovich talks about not being a ball stopper, and Green is phenomenal at this. Here you see him make the backdoor pass to Klay, get it back, and quickly make an extra pass for the three-point shot in the corner. Here's another great example as he receives the kick out from Iguodala and quickly swings it to an open Curry. These are the types of passes that don't get you a lot of notoriety, but they equal wins. Here you see him making a great backdoor pass to Steph, and he really has all the passes in his toolbox. The jump shot pass, and the more and more you watch him, you realize this guy can just read the game and really pass it. Next part of his game that's so impressive is his ability to push the break with the dribble. He doesn't need to outlet it to a point guard because he is good enough to just get it and go. You'll even see the Warriors a lot of times get a rebound and forego needing to get the ball to Klay because Draymond Green is so good in the open court. He not only can get out and go to score for himself, but is equally adept at driving, drawing the defense, and getting his teammates open. Players that rebound about 10 boards a game and can push the break are really valuable in the NBA. You don't waste time getting the ball to a guard for an outlet. You're just immediately gone and off to the races. Green's also great at making advanced outlet passes. His ability to push the ball and initiate the fast break immediately himself or make a great outlet pass to get it started is absolutely essential to the Warriors' success. It's once again something that doesn't show up in a box score, but it does equal wins. Draymond is not a dominant player posting up, but he definitely has the ability to score. And he can score on guys of all sizes. Here you see him going up against Terrence Jones and shooting a nice little righty hook over the top. He gets guarded by guys like Corey Brewer all the time because of his versatility, and he's going to make you pay for that. And then the last place Green gets a lot of post-up points is when you switch on him. Here the Rockets switch Prigioni onto Green, and Green's going to go to work every time in this situation. The Rockets couldn't switch last series, one because the bigs had trouble guarding Curry, but also because the smalls like Terry and Prigioni couldn't guard Green. And you can't really double him because he's such a good passer, he's going to make you pay for it. The Warriors are one of the best teams in the league at using the post-up to free up their shooters. And Green's one of the biggest reasons why. When he gets the ball, his first thought, as always, is somebody else open. Can I get the ball to Clay? Can I get the ball to Steph for a wide open three? Green is about 6'6", and let's be honest, not very athletic. What most of the scouts didn't see, and one of the reasons he was a second-round pick, is they forgot to look at his heart and his desire, which is in the top 1% in the NBA. His ability to rebound 50-50 balls over guys bigger and more athletic than him is amazing. Look right here, he's behind Dwight Howard, but he simply out-jumps him and out-wants him for this rebound. What he lacks in athleticism, he makes up for in physicality. Watch him drive Terrence Jones out of position here in order to free himself up to get that board. He can't win the battle in the air, so he does all of his work on the ground. Here he wedges the offensive player down and grabs the rebound. Green is also a monster on the offensive glass. He'll jump 2 or 3 times sometimes just for one rebound. Whenever one of his teammates drives to the basket or throws up a three, you'll see Green wedge his player in and clean it up. This is one of my favorite clips. It's him on the outside and Dwight Howard on the inside in a rebounding situation. Green just has more desire than Howard and gets a tip in off of a rebound. Green is a phenomenal defender. Here you see him switching onto James Harden, one of the best players in the league, and forcing him to kick out. Here's another 1v1 matchup that many defenders fall victim to. Green's able to get a great contest and force a tough look. Here he is on the opposite end of the spectrum against Dwight Howard. Nothing easy for one of the best centers in the NBA. Here he is guarding a versatile forward in the post. Forces him to put it on the floor 7 or 8 times and then highly contests a jump shot. Here you see him again against Howard and he forces an offensive foul, which ended up being a huge play in the game. Marc Gasol, an All-NBA center, couldn't find anything easy against Green. Anthony Davis had a great series against the Warriors, but Green made him inefficient at times. He's just so good at moving his feet and using his body defensively to force players into tough looks. The other place he's so good is as a hedger. The Warriors down or ice a lot of ball screens, and Green is so good at staying in front of dynamic guards. This could be something you see in the finals with LeBron coming off of ball screens. Here's Harden coming off again, and Green's able to keep his chest in front and make a great contest on the shot. Here's a typical Green defensive possession. He hedges the screen, goes to get back to his man, re-recovers to the helper's man, and gets the block. It's these little plays, these little help rotations, and forcing tough shots that just don't show up in a stat sheet. Here he helps over to Conley, recovers back, and still gets a good contest on Gasol. Here are a few examples of intangible things Green does so well. He is a great screener. Here you see a great flare screen to free Clay up. He's not a robot when he screens either. If his man hedges out on one of the shooters, he slips to the basket for a bucket. Here he is on the top of your screen setting a down screen. As his defender goes with the back cut, he pops for a wide open three. It's the little plays and little reads like this through a game that make a team special. Here he sets a back screen, which frees Curry wide open for a layup. He's also a phenomenal cutter. He'll get a bucket or two a game just off cuts. Here you see him stopping a fast break by making an early foul on Harden. These are the kind of plays that save points. Here all the guards for the Warriors are taken away and they're facing pressure. Well, man, they can outlet to their four-man and he brings it up to initiate their offense. Green's biggest contribution to this Warriors team is his energy. He plays with a tenacity that can't be matched, and this is just infectious. His teammates love seeing him get hyped up after a great play that he makes or that they make. On these last couple clips, watch his body language and listen for his voice. Tell me you wouldn't love to play with this guy.
Stephen Curry. Green continues to battle. Good defense from Smith. Green tries to bully in, banks it in, and get the handle. But somehow found Draymond. Curry whips a pass inside Draymond Green.
Curry stops and misses on a three. And it's Draymond Green after the putback attempt. That counts!
For Harden. And Draymond Green! Count it and a foul! He goes right at Azili. Howard on the follow. Knocked over. Livingston finds Green. Green inside.
There are hundreds of things that need to be done in order to win basketball games, and there aren't a lot of guys that like doing some of them. Draymond Green relishes the dirty work. He loves doing the little things that don't show up on a box score that help teams win. He may not have the wow factor of a Blake Griffin, or the postseason dominance of a Tim Duncan, but don't be mistaken, Draymond Green will be one of the best power forwards in the league for the next decade. While he may never be a perennial 25-12 guy, what Green does is he wins. As you can see based on the chart, the more he's played for the Warriors over the last 3 years, the more they've won. The advanced stats, the plus-minus for these playoffs, back up Green's importance to the Warriors winning. In a playoffs where the Warriors are 12-3 and have a total margin of victory of 121, think about this stat for a second. They are losing by 34 points when Draymond Green is on the bench. So in a playoffs they're winning by 121 total, they're negative 34 when he's not on the court. To really allow you to understand what this means, let's compare that to Steph and Klay. When Steph's on the bench, the Warriors are actually up by 7 points, and when Klay's on the bench, believe it or not, the Warriors are winning by 32 points. Some of you may think things like intangibles don't really exist, but these numbers tell you they do. Winning basketball doesn't always show up on stat sheets, and it doesn't always win you MVP awards. Steph may be the MVP, and Klay may be his sidekick and right-hand man, but neither have been as vital as Draymond Green has been to the Warriors' success in this playoff run. As they get prepared to match up with this Cavs team and LeBron James, the best player in the world right now, you better believe Green's importance is going to be magnified. I can't wait for this finals. I hope you can't either. Thanks for watching.